Hello and welcome to Photo Education Online. I'm Larry Lursey, and today I'm going to talk a little bit about filters in Photoshop. One of the great things about Photoshop is there are so many filters out there that'll do just about anything, but sometimes they have side effects that we don't really want. And so what I'm going to talk about today is how to get around some of those side effects. And what we're going to look at specifically today is when we use a filter like Topaz, Adjust, or Lucius Art that's going to give the image a lot of snap, but sometimes it does some other things that we don't want. So let me show you what I'm talking about. I've got my basic file right here, and what I'm going to do is I've called this basic layer, I've called it original. I'm going to drag it down here and copy it, and we'll call this one Topaz. This is where I am going to apply the filter. So what I'm going to do here, I'm going to go up to Filter, Topaz Adjust, and while it's loading, I'll tell you a little bit about what we're going to do here. We're going to try and put a kind of a dramatic, let's try the portrait drama. So it's going to kind of, if we look at the before and after, kind of make the eyes jump out and the hair and some of the detail, gives it a little more detail. So we're going to go with that one, hit OK. Give that a second to work. Now, the thing we have here is that while I do like what it's done with the hat and back in the hair, we've got a little more detail, and I think the eyes have a nice pop to them, the skin has gone really washed out, makes it look kind of blotchy and not the greatest. There's the effect, there's without. So I like the extra effect we're getting there, but I don't like what it's done to the skin. So the way I'm going to get around that is I'm going to make another copy of the original, drag it to the top, and we're just going to call that color. Then what I'm going to do is change my blending mode to color. So all that it's doing is passing that color information down to the Topaz layer. I'm going to go ahead and flatten it. You can keep the layers if you want, but I don't need that. Let it merge down. So now I've got my Topaz layer, but with the color affected. In fact, let me just go back real quick and show you what that color is doing. There's the color, there's without it. So you can see we're still keeping all that detail, but now we're getting color back in the skin. Okay. So what we're doing with that is now we've got an adjusted layer here that the color is okay. It may still have a little more effect than we want. We can always dial that down with the opacity, like that, till we get to a good spot. Now it's giving us some good punch to the image, but without going too far and messing up the skin too much. So anyways, that's just a quick way of doing it. What you might want to do, if that's something you're going to do a lot, is have an action set up. And what you would basically have your action do is right off the bat make 2 copies like this. Go ahead and name the top one color. Even go ahead and change your blending mode to color. Go to the second one, call it Topaz or Lucius or whatever filter you're going to run on it, and then leave your bottom original. And then all you've got to do is make sure you've got that middle layer selected and run your filter or whatever, and then it'll go ahead and fix that color on top of it. And it won't work for every image. You know, that's the thing about Photoshop. You've got to try different things on different images, and but a lot of times, especially if you're using one of those impact type filters, it'll really do a good job of bringing back some of the skin tones and things that you didn't want to lose. So anyways, I hope that helps. Be sure to check back for more tutorials. Thanks a bunch. Bye-bye.